What the hell is going on with today's job market? Yeah, at least if you're living in Canada, you can agree with me that nothing is going right. And I know that in the US, you guys have a pretty similar situation as well. You see everywhere, job market is good, everybody's looking for a job, and there's a lot of companies hiring, but then you apply 200 times and nobody even reject you. What the hell is going on? Summer's arriving. I already have a sales job, but I just finished school, university, so I have plenty of time before the session starts. So I'm looking for a second job. And my friends are telling me, bro, you're not ready for the job market. It's gonna be so hard, not gonna find a job. And I don't believe them, because it's always been easy for me to find a job. I just know how to talk to people, how to network with people, get referrals, and just get a job. It was always easy for me, so I did not believe them. And I have one of my great friend, he's an engineer. He have 3 year of relevant experience, and he was just looking for an internship. And guess what? Out of the 200 application, he got one interview, and he didn't even get the job. He ended up in a job that he's been referred by his friend, and that friend, his dad owns the company. So 200 application, one interview, no job. I have another friend, he's a waiter, and he's been looking for a job in a restaurant. 100 application and nothing. Like, bro, are you kidding? And as I told you, I never believed that it would be so hard to find a job, because it's always been easy for me. Like, I have relevant experience in marketing. I have proven ways of generating lead, creating funnels, Facebook paid ads, creating content, and closing leads. I've worked for multiple companies, and I have a very good portfolio in that sense. So I was like, I have plenty of time. Let me find a marketing job on top of my sales job, since I have time and I'm trying to build my portfolio. So I went all in, 300 application, no rejection, no interview. Just bots telling me to give them my social security number, like my credit score, stuff like that. So, just scams. So I was like, what the hell is going on? And as I told you, it's always been easy for me to find jobs. So I obviously found a way to find a job, even if in this broken market. And I'm gonna be giving you my technique, my way of actually finding a job in today's broken market at the end of the video, after we go over what the hell is going on. But everything is broken, and you're not alone if you've been applying to jobs and nobody's answering you. Like, it's normal. So I'm going to be strictly talking for Canada's market, because that's where I have experience, and that's where I'm mostly making research, and I just live here, so I know more about Canada than any other country. But if you live in the US, it's probably going to be pretty similar from what I've seen in other articles and videos. But one of the reasons why we're applying to jobs and nobody's answering us is because everything is kind of handled by robots and AI. So you have a job, 2,000 applicant. Of course, the HR manager is not going to go over those 2,000 applicants. So we have a screening process, like multiple screening process, and chances are in the first screening process, if you're not exactly what the company is looking for, like exactly, even if you're overqualified, even if you have 6 years of experience and they require 4, you're going to be put away. And then another screening, another screening, another screening. There's like a good video, I can put it in the description, about how the screening process works. But from 2,000, you're going to end up with 50 applicant, and that's when the HR manager is actually going to see the resume and actually going to choose who's going to be interviewing. So on 2,000 applicant, he's going to end up with maybe 15 or 20 interviews. So of course, your chances of actually getting the job are slim, because there's a lot of people applying to entry-level jobs, and even confirmed jobs, and even manager role and senior role, and there's just not enough space. And even if the government is telling us that there's a lot of jobs, it just doesn't add up. What I think the government means is that, there's plenty of reasons, but when we see that there's a lot of jobs, of course, working at a gas station or being a cashier or being a waiter, there's a lot of job opening for that. Even with my friend's story, I'm not sure if it's right, but chances are, if you're watching this video, you have a degree and you have relevant experience, and you're just looking for a good job, not a job that pays 15 bucks an hour, right? Or 16 bucks an hour, whatever the minimum wage is right now. So chances are you don't want those jobs, and the government is probably counting these jobs and saying, oh, there's plenty of jobs for everybody, but it just doesn't add up. And another thing that I saw is that a lot of companies, especially in North America, have what we call job ghosting. So they post job posting, but they're not actually hiring for that role. It's just to gather some data on the market and see what people answer. So what that does is that maybe you have like 100,000 open positions, but in reality only 20,000 of them are actually company hiring. So all that stuff and many other things make it so hard for people like you and me to just find regular jobs, like in our field, in our market, that we're qualified to work for. And obviously, like, I'm not a professional in HR. I did have some classes in it, but like, I'm not a professional. I'm sharing my experience and my ways of finding jobs and why I think it's broken right now. But my general sense, my general feeling is that the process is so dehumanized that it's hard for you to just get to talk to someone and then for them to see your worth. And I think that the bottleneck, the solution for this, is that we need to erase all the steps that are between you and the hiring manager and make it as easy as possible to just sell yourself and talk to a human. So that's where my technique comes from. And my technique actually helped me, of course, but also two of my friends land jobs in finance. So it actually works, and it's always been the way I work. So I think it's like the salesman in me talking right now, but if you're not willing to put the work in, it's going to be hard. I know that posting 100,000, maybe not 100,000, like 100 applications per day is a lot of work, but what I'm going to tell you is going to be more work. And if you're unemployed and if you've been unemployed for a long time, I'm sure you're not looking for more work that's unpaid, but if you want a job down the line, trust me, this is going to work for you. So what I want you to do, and what I told my friends to do, and what I did, is to treat job hunting as a business. So when I used to have a business, and when I worked for businesses, and right now for the business I work with, the way we see clients is that we need to generate them. They don't exist. They're prospect, then we sell them on whatever we're doing, then they become client. And at the first step, we need to find these clients. We need to hunt them. We need to outreach to find them. It can be inbound or outbound. Chances are you don't have a personal brand, you don't have like a big following, so it can be outbound. It can be inbound, I mean. It needs to be outbound. It needs to be us going after these people and finding them and selling ourselves to actually find a job. So what we're gonna do is go on LinkedIn, go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go on every platform where you can find people working at companies that you wanna work in. We're gonna message them and try to get a conversation going. It needs to be people working a job that you want to have in a company that you want to be in. And once we get that conversation going, that's when we're actually going to be able to sell ourselves and actually get a job. So messages to get people to talk to you can be as easy as, hey man, I saw that you work at Adobe. I saw that you're a marketing manager. It's actually what I want to do. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? Who's not going to answer to this message? Of course, it's going to take time. Usually on LinkedIn, from my experience, it's going to take like 2 or 3 days for people to answer, because not everybody's looking at their LinkedIn every day like they look at their Instagram. But if they don't answer right away, follow up with them. But trust me, a lot of people are going to answer you. Once they answer you, just keep the conversation going. Ask the questions just as if you're actually interested. Ask them about, the school they went to, whatever. Just talk with them. And after 4 or 5 days up to a week, that's when you actually can ask them, hey, by the way, is there any job opening at your company at the moment in the relevant industry that you're looking to apply for? And chances are, if you've built, that connection with them, they're gonna help you. They're gonna say, yes, there's this job application, there's X, Y, and Z, and they can even refer you. And I know it sounds like, wow, why would anyone want to help me? But if you have a conversation and if you've been talking with someone and you ask for help and they actually like you, chances are they're gonna help you. And why we want to go this route instead of applying to 100 jobs is that when you're applying 100 jobs per day, you're just a number among all the people that we see. And out of the 1,000 applicant, they're gonna hire someone that's been referred by someone, by like an employee internally. So you have no chance. You literally have no chance against these people. So instead of crying and saying, oh shit, my situation is so bad, let's be that person that gets referred and that gets the job internally. So we want to have access to job application that nobody have access to because they're just internal job application, and we want to get referred. And the way we do that is literally just networking with people. And if instead of applying to 100,000, maybe I'm exaggerating, but instead of applying to 100 jobs per day, you texted 50 people a day and treated your job hunting as a business, trust me, from my experience of generating leads, talking with clients and closing clients, your chances of actually getting a job are going to be way higher. So you find people in a relevant industry, in a company that you want to work with, and then you text them, hey man, saw X and Z, saw that you do X, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions? I'm just simplifying. You talk with them, and then if you want to go a step further, try to get a call with them. Like literally, I know maybe it sounds awkward for some people, but try to get a call with them. Hey, do you mind if we chat like over a coffee, like maybe not over a coffee, but like, do you mind if we chat on Zoom about X, Y, and Z? And try to give value. Like, I know that you might not see how you can give value to a stranger, but there's plenty of ways you can give value. Like, I could be texting, like I was texting someone on LinkedIn, and he had a job that I actually wanted as like a marketing and funnel specialist. So I told him, hey man, I can help you with content creation. These are the clients that I've been working with on Zoom. If you're willing to just give me like more information about your role right now. And he just said yes. Like it doesn't need to be that much more complicated. Like it's just that. And why we want to get on a call, because if you get on a call, you have more connection, you see the person, and when you're actually going to ask them for help to get a job, chances are they're going to help you just because they have a connection with you, they have multiple touch points, they've seen you, they talked with you, they texted with you, so they're willing to help you. And this way, your chances of actually getting a job are going to be way higher. So obviously I'm sorry if you've been struggling, if you've been unemployed. It's not going to last forever. We need phases like this just to, come back stronger. This is me trying to be, positive in today's broken job market, but you got to do what you got to do. And yeah, I hope this video helped you guys. I can give you an example of why this worked, and maybe like a more simplified example of how like I see job application and why it's always been easy for me. At the time when I was a waiter, the way I actually got like a waiter job, instead of just putting my resume, I did not have any relevant experience. So it was really hard for me to find a job, because as a waiter you need experience to be a waiter, but like if you're not a waiter, anyway. So what I did is actually network with people. I went to hotels and restaurants and I talked with people in those restaurants, in those hotels, and I was like, hey man, like I acted like I was like buying a water bottle or just asking for information. And then I was like, hey, how's the job for you? Like, how do you like it? And then they say like, why? And then I say, because I'm actually looking like to apply here. And then we talk together, we speak, and after talking for like 5-10 minutes, they are the one asking me if they want to hand my resume, or if I want them to bring a manager, or they're the one willing to help me rather than me asking for help. So we're using the same framework, but now online with like a broken job market and obviously more high-level jobs, but it's literally the same thing. We want to humanize this process that's been really dehumanized. It's so hard to just talk to a person and sell yourself on your skills and on your experience and how you can help the company. If you can't talk to people, you're not going to get any job, of course. So we want you to talk to people. And I'm 100% convinced that texting people every day and treating your job hunting as a business instead of posting jobs is going to get you way further than any person that applies to 500 jobs a day. So that was it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I tell you, I'll see you in the next one.